what do we do with the physical when we're on a spiritual path? I think for most of my spiritual life, I've kind of had trouble with this idea of being a physical body. And so probably the way I've used denial is to deny the body and think, well, I'm just a spiritual being. I don't really have a physical body. And that really hasn't worked for me. And I've come to the point now that really I sense and I experience that being physical is being spiritual. That being spiritual is being physical and being in form. But what form have I as a spiritual being? So, do I have a human form? Am I a human body? Am I like a spiritual being occupying a physical body? Do you think, looking at me now, are you imagining that there's a spiritual being inside this head, perhaps, or inside the whole body? And what would it be like for that spiritual being to be inside a human body? Would it be like kind of dark and wet and cramped in this head? And in this body, is it taking up the whole body? Is spirit in my hand? If spirit's in my hand, can I really sense the inside of my hand? It seems like I can feel the outside of it, but is spirit inside? If it's inside, then what is inside of my hand look like? What color? What shape is it in there? And so those questions are in one way unanswerable because they're kind of silly. And they're kind of silly because the idea that spirit is in a human body leads to all kinds of stress and problems, because then if spirit is in this human body, I deny this human body, then I'm denying spirit in some way. It becomes really confusing. But okay, let's assume that spirit has a bigger body. So spirit's body could be the whole wide world, the universe, the galaxies, the multi-universes. So maybe that is spirit's body. And in which case, then I can experience that. Because if I'm spirit, I can experience the whole picture. And if that whole picture includes all bodies, all human bodies, all bodies of animals and creatures, all bodies of plants, the whole of nature would need to be in the one body. And how can I experience that? Well, first of all, I have to give up the idea that I'm really in this body. And to do that, denial is the worst thing. Because denial is like escaping. It's like, okay, I'm not this body, I'm spirit. And then I kind of imagine myself to be something else. Or I don't really get there. I imagine I'm in the body, but I'm not quite sure what that means. And so to avoid that confusion, we have to go deeper into the issue, go deeper into the body. So where am I in my body? Maybe I'm at the really center of my body. And if I got, electron microscope and went deeper into my cells, then, I'm not a human.